I want to mention a few points I think are very critical to any discussion about the future of cities, and the future of cities not just in America, but throughout the world, and what makes them successful. The recession continues to impact every city and state. Most revenues continue to slow, but demand for services always increases in times like this. So especially now, whether you're a mayor or a governor or a business leader, it is more important than ever not to let today's problems stand in the way of your vision for the future. Without the type of unshakable vision and understanding that today's decisions determines tomorrow's outcomes, cities will not succeed. So first, we must be more aggressive about helping to grow our local economies. Yes, fewer jobs may be created in the new economy, but they only underscore the need for each of us to create new ideas, new thinking to help the private sector create the new jobs that are so badly needed. It is a great honor and privilege to be here and to thank the University of Chicago for their wonderful contribution to our city. This institution has given more, I believe, than any other institution in the history of our city. And recently, a great commitment dealing with our public schools, the consortium on school research. I deeply appreciate their great partnership in regards to rebuilding our public school system in our city, as well as other cities around the country and around the world. And this is an example for other universities around the country to follow. And when other mayors talk to me about the partnership we have with the University of Chicago, of course, they go back to the universities and talk about the University of Chicago. Have they partnered not just with government itself, but with the community, which is really important.
When I arrived in Chicago 13 years ago, my good friend, Father Andrew Greeley, took me on a tour of Chicago. And what struck me most about it was that he didn't take me to the places he described were neighborhoods. So he said, now we're in Bridgeport, now we're in Hyde Park, now we're... and it struck me that Chicago is made up of this mosaic of really tight neighborhoods that people associated with. And I think your own reputation is as someone deeply committed to your own local place. We relate to that in Ireland. That's how we think. What struck me as extraordinary is how, starting from this very narrow focus, you seem to be global in your outlook. And I wondered, how did this come about, that rather than close in, as many cities and neighborhoods did, you decided it was better to open out?
Well, when you think of the history of Chicago was founded by immigrants from the beginning all the way today. So we always have a huge influx of immigrants into our city. And, of course, changing immigrants every 20 years, and we see it today. And so we're really a global city with global participation. In order to take advantage of that, we had to really reach out to the rest of the world to realize that the world is getting smaller. And it will because of technology at a faster rate. We can see it even today in the Middle East. So how things change so quickly. And I think all of us had the vision in this room and others in the city that in order to survive this century, you had to be a global city. If not, you'll live in the past and you just fail.